Got a bunch of new parts for the Cobra, and I'm really excited because like for the first time, I'm actually doing restoration parts. So these little tubes right here, this is a little rubber thingy that goes to the top of the door. Mine actually on the driver's side of the door. So I was going to Derek's meet last week and I get there and this thing's just sticking up. Like it almost flew off on the interstate on the way there. So had to go ahead and order some of these new guys. Mine are literally from 2003 and they're very weathered. And I don't know if you know what these are, but all right, these little things. Let me open one real quick. All right, so this is actually what goes under the hood and levels the hood. So a little story for you guys. A few years ago, I got into an accident in the Cobra. It was in the rain. I was pulling out onto like a 4-lane highway and a Camry in the middle driving by after me sitting there for 15 minutes waiting to get out flashed me on to go. And then I pull out and then right afterwards I get hit by a Tahoe without their taillights on, or sorry, without their headlights on. So yeah, it messed up a lot of the Cobra, and when I got the car fixed, I took it to Wilburn Auto Body and they fixed everything. But they broke my hood pin, or maybe it was broken in the wreck and they didn't fix it. But either way, my hood's been sitting lopsided for the past 5 years, 5-6 years, something like that. It's been a while. Someone's calling me. Last but not least, I got these big tubey things. So I actually had the Cobra in a shoot yesterday and we had to like open and shut the door a lot, and this thing just like, it just flopped off the door. One of the times we had to like kind of slam the door for a scene we were doing with the Cobra, and it was just like, we opened the door, just like, and this thing was just like, bam! Like this thing just flopped out like a snake, and it actually scared everybody. And I was like, it's no big deal. It's just my weather stripping in the door. It just flops out, you know, whenever it wants to. So here we've got the new weather stripping. So before I get started, I just want to show you guys kind of what I'm dealing with right now. So here's the hood. This is where it's misaligned right here. Pretty bad. This is where it is actually aligned right. So you can see it from straight forward. It's fairly off. You can't see it too bad in pictures, but in video and in person, it's pretty atrocious. So we gotta change the bump right there. And then on the door, this thing is it's done. Yeah. So it was like this when I went to Derek's show. It was just chilling, like completely out like that. It was just hanging out. Like it almost flew off in the wind on the interstate on the way to the show. And then this, I had a shoot yesterday and it straight flapped off. So we had to put some duct tape on it. That's what this is, because it needed to not flap off when they opened the door. Basically, they opened the door and this thing just flaps out like a tongue and they all got scared. First of all, you're gonna have to forgive me. It's been sitting outside because I'm still at this apartment and it's rained the past couple days, so the car is gonna be super filthy. And it's black with a satin black hood. So super filthy. So here is the hood. There's a little bit of a scrape right there. It is what it is. But it's a little, I haven't gotten it perfect. I can see where it still needs to come up just a little bit, but it much better matches this side now. So before, this side was like this, and this side was just like, it was like way down here, and it was just like set. It was offset. It was offset to the passenger side, and it looked really bad. Even from afar, you could see it. So that is now fixed. You can already see that a cat has jumped on my hood. I don't know if you guys can see that scratch, but yeah, it's been painted for a few weeks. There's little pieces of fur here. So very clearly a cat has jumped on my hood. This is why I didn't really want to paint the car until after I moved out of here, because we have cats, we have birds, we have neighbors, all kind of messing up the paint. So here is my new belt line. Looks really good. Again, forgive me, the car is super dirty right now. It's been sitting out here. My window tint's kind of messed up, and this is actually because of the inner door weather stripping. So right here in this area, the inner door weather stripping is just like kind of flipping up here a lot, and that's why my window tint has been peeling over the years. So this little part right here, you actually have to take off the door panel to fit it in there. The whole weather strip, like all the way down here and all the way around the door, you don't have to take off the panel. But like right here, you do have to actually take off the door panel to clip it in there. But other than that, it just clips in here and it wraps around and then clips in over here. So not actually too hard. So I used to mention to you guys all the time when you used to irritate me about, Jordan, why haven't you got your hood painted? What happened to your hood? I used to mention to you guys all the time, I don't want to get my hood painted until I get a house. And what ended up happening was I was trying to have the car looking good for Derek's meet and wanted to wrap the hood. We ended up having to primer the hood to get the wrap to go on. And the wrap didn't go on right, and I was on a time crunch, so I just said, screw it, we're gonna go ahead and paint the hood. It was never actually a plan to paint the hood, but the hood got painted. I didn't want to paint the hood because I was worried that I would paint it and weeks later a cat would scratch it, or a bird would crap on it, or someone would park beside me and mess it up or something, because all of those things have happened to me in the past. There are like 2 or 3 stray cats that just like tend to go sit on people's hoods when they're bored, and I've watched them. It's pretty not nice to see because they'll sit there and move around and just scratch the hood. And you can't see it on a lot of the cars in my apartment complex because they have paint colors that are not black. But on black or satin black, you can see like every little scratch. So kind of frustrating because I just paid for that paint job. But this is where we're at. I am currently in the process of getting pre-approved by the bank to see what I can get for a home. I'm expecting to be able to get a house anywhere between like $170K to $230K based on my income from last year. And once we have a house, then we can actually start really taking care of the Cobra. But this is the reason that I don't want to spend a lot of money on paint right now, because it's literally like the dumbest investment that I could possibly make, because I'll get the car painted and literally something will happen to it in the next few weeks since it sits outside. On the bright side, I did get the new weather stripping. I did get the new belt line on top of the door, and it looks a lot better, and my door actually shuts without my weather stripping flying out like a snake and scaring people, because that was what it was doing. It was also messing up my tent. I'm gonna have to get a new tent now because it's been messing up my tent for years, but just so you guys know, replacing those parts is not that hard, but you will have to take off the door panel if you plan on actually replacing the weather stripping on the inside of the door, because the top clip goes under the door panel. Door panel is not that hard to take off. There are a couple bolts. You pull out like the door handle piece. There's like a little circle around your door handle, and you pry that up. There are a couple bolts, and then you just pull up on the door panel and it just comes loose. So it wasn't that hard, but I didn't know what I was doing, so it did take me like all night to actually figure those things out and replace the weather stripping in the belt line. But the belt line is really easy. The weather stripping is pretty easy once you figure out how to get the door panel off. I hope this video helped you guys, as well as kept you updated on what's going on with me. I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. If this helped you, comment, let me know if it helped you at all. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel for more Cobra content, and I will see you guys next video. Much love.